Hello, James. We're talking today about international students dropping out of university from the 2012-13 cohort. What are dropouts and why do we care?
What we're talking about now are students who've come from overseas outside the EU, probably at the end of secondary school, and they're joining UK universities for a first undergraduate degree, and then what we're measuring is whether they leave university at the end of first year or come back to do their second and we hope third and future years of university. It's a really important measure of how university is doing, how well they're selecting their students, making sure they're aware of what's going on in the courses and they're choosing the right courses, and supporting their students when they're in the courses to make sure they have all the tools they need to succeed. If you complete the degree, you get probably about £140,000 of extra income throughout your lifetime. You have better health, you have better relations with others in society, you're more likely to engage with society and democracy, so it's better for everyone really. And those international students, even if they leave the UK, go on to become great ambassadors for the UK and for our great university system.
So what is the data showing us?
Well, what it's showing us is a really interesting story about rising participation rates over the last decade. About 10 years ago in the mid-2000s, there were only about 30,000 international non-EU students at UK universities. Now we're up to over 50,000, so participation rates have risen enormously. But back when there were only 30,000, a large number of them, about 12%, tended to drop out at the end of their first year. And now that's down to around 7 or 8%, which is about the same as domestic students.
In UK universities, UK students, it's the mature students who have a higher dropout rate. Is that reflected by international students?
Yeah, it's often the case that mature students drop out at the end of their first year at higher rates than young students do. And that's for a whole variety of reasons. I mean, for one, they have potentially higher paying jobs to go to if they go out and leave university than a very young person does. But what's interesting is that for international students, the mature students now drop out at a far lower rate than UK mature students do.